Imagine this. You're deeply in love with someone, but they're with someone else. It hurts. It feels like the world is ending. But what if I told you that this pain, this heartbreak, is actually one of the greatest opportunities of your life? What if I told you that this situation is not about them, but about you? Stick around, because today we're diving into a Stoic perspective on love, loss, and why she's with someone else might be the best thing that's ever happened to you. Let's get one thing straight right now. This isn't a video about how to win someone back. This isn't about manipulation, jealousy, or playing games. This is about something far deeper. This is about understanding why this situation is happening, what it's trying to teach you, and how you can use Stoic philosophy to turn this pain into power. Because here's the truth. Stoicism isn't about suppressing your emotions or pretending you don't care. It's about seeing reality for what it is, accepting it, and then using it to grow stronger. So, if you're ready to stop feeling like a victim and start taking control of your life, let's dive in. Here's the problem. You're in love with someone who's chosen someone else. Maybe it's an ex who moved on. Maybe it's someone you never even had a chance with. Whatever the case, it feels like a punch to the gut. You're stuck in this loop of asking yourself, why not me? What's wrong with me? How could they choose them over me? And let's be honest, it's exhausting. You're scrolling through their social media, overanalyzing every interaction, and wondering if you'll ever feel happy again. Sound familiar? But here's the thing. The problem isn't that they're with someone else. The problem is how you're interpreting this situation. And that's where Stoicism comes in. Let's break this down step by step. First, we need to understand what Stoicism teaches us about control. The Stoics believe that there are things within our control and things outside of our control. Your thoughts, your actions, your reactions, those are within your control. Other people's choices, their feelings, their actions, those are outside of your control. And when you try to control what's outside of your control, you're setting yourself up for frustration, anger, and pain. Now, let's apply this to your situation. You can't control who someone else chooses to be with. That's their decision, not yours. But what you can control is how you respond to it. You can choose to obsess over it, to let it consume you, or you can choose to focus on what's within your control, yourself. Let me tell you a story. There was once a man named Epictetus, a Stoic philosopher who was born a slave. He had no control over his circumstances, no control over how others treated him. But what he did have control over was his mind. He said, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." And that's the key here. When you're fixated on someone else's choice, you're giving away your power. You're letting their decision dictate your happiness. But what if, instead of asking, "Why are they with someone else?" you started asking, "What can I learn from this? How can I grow from this?" Let's go deeper. The Stoics believed that every challenge, every obstacle, is an opportunity to practice virtue. In this case, the virtue you're being called to practice is acceptance. Acceptance doesn't mean you have to like the situation. It doesn't mean you have to be happy about it. It simply means you acknowledge reality for what it is without resistance. And here's the hard truth. If this person is truly meant to be in your life, they'll find their way back. But if they're not, no amount of worrying, begging, or pleading will change that. So, instead of wasting your energy on something you can't control, focus on what you can, becoming the best version of yourself. Now, let's talk about self-worth. One of the biggest mistakes we make in situations like this is tying our self-worth to someone else's opinion of us. If they choose us, we feel worthy. If they don't, we feel worthless. But here's the thing. Your worth isn't determined by someone else's choice. It's determined by your actions, your character, and how you treat yourself. The Stoics believe that true happiness comes from within. It comes from living in alignment with your values, from being virtuous, and from accepting whatever life throws at you with grace. So, instead of asking, "Why don't they want me?" ask yourself, "What kind of person do I want to be? How can I use this experience to become stronger, wiser, and more resilient?" And finally, let's talk about perspective. The Stoics were big on zooming out and looking at the bigger picture. Right now, this situation might feel like the end of the world. But in the grand scheme of things, it's just a blip. 5 years from now, you might look back and realize that this heartbreak was the catalyst for some of the most important changes in your life. So, instead of resisting the pain, lean into it. Use it as fuel to become the person you're meant to be. Because here's the truth. You don't need someone else to complete you. You're already whole. And when you start living from that place of wholeness, everything changes. Here's the moment of truth. This situation isn't about them. It's about you. It's about who you're becoming. It's about how you choose to respond to life's challenges. And if you can see it that way, if you can use this pain as an opportunity to grow, then you've already won. Because no matter what happens, no matter who chooses who, you'll always have yourself. And that's the most important relationship you'll ever have. To sum it all up, she's with someone else. That's the reality. But what you do with that reality is up to you. You can let it destroy you, or you can let it transform you. You can obsess over what you can't control, or you can focus on what you can. You can tie your self-worth to someone else's opinion, or you can build it from within. The choice is yours. And if you choose to see this as an opportunity to practice Stoic principles, acceptance, self-discipline, and perspective, then you'll come out of this stronger than ever. Remember, it's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. If this video helped you, hit that like button and subscribe for more. And if you're ready to take the next step in your Stoic journey, check out the video on screen now. See you there.